Beats Productions.
What is going on, folks? Welcome into another episode of the Final Drive podcast here at Sour Kids Production Studios. It is Alec. It is Makai as always. And Makai, buddy, we had a great week of football. Lots of dramatic moments, lots of laughable moments, lots of roasting moments. Josh McDaniels got roasted before he got fired. And everything is fine now in Raider Nation, it looks like. So obviously, buddy, let's dive into it. We got a lot to talk about. We got some headliners to discuss, as well as what we saw last week that we liked, and then our picks, of course. So before we do that, buddy, how have you been?
Oh, life is great. You know,
Yeah.
Turn a year older in a couple days. One step closer to Social Security. You know,
That's how I know we're getting old now. Is this,
we are.
well, until we get that free check from the government every month. Yeah, I feel that. I had to fill out health insurance for my job for the first time, like my own health insurance, and I was like, I'm getting old.
Paperwork sucks too.
Yeah, and they take money out of my check for this. I'm like, but why?
I don't even use it half the time.
Exactly, but
Yep.
I guess that's what it's for, right? It's the insurance. But no, obviously it was a great week, and certainly a very dramatic week of football helped with that. We had lots of fun moments. Josh Dobbs came in and led probably the best moment of the week for sure was him leading the Vikings to that win over the Falcons after Jaron Hall, right? Gets hurt he's knocked out with a concussion. Josh Dobbs is literally teaching the lineman his cadence on the sideline. He said the first time he really met the receivers and threw them a ball was in pregame. So obviously it was all on the fly, and Minnesota got it done.
I think that just goes to show that the Falcons are a poverty franchise.
Well, I mean, when you hand everyone except Bijan Robinson the football on the goal line, you kind of just deserve what's coming to you.
That'll do it.
Yeah. When you invest your draft picks in guys like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan, and you just don't utilize them, I can't speak a whole lot on that. You deserve it.
Stinky.
Yeah. Couldn't be me though. My team utilizes weapons.
I'll be trying.
Look at Taysom Hill.
Go ahead. Quarterback play is not really there, but I'll be trying.
We try. Taysom Hill. That's all I got to say. What stood out to you this week from the NFL?
Honestly, a little bit before the show, we were just kind of talking, and honestly, I think we both kind of had this notion that like the Eagles weren't the team that we thought they were.
Right.
Last year, they looked like a juggernaut just running down people's throats, and like we've seen glimpses of that, but they look a lot more human this year. Like again, like kind of like we talked about, before the show. A couple things go the Cowboys' way, they win that game. And then there's a couple other really, like, honestly, the Eagles have a really close games every week.
Yep.
And, like, all it takes is one or two bounces to go the other team's way, and they lose. So,
yeah,
this Eagles team.
And I feel like at least with the Eagles offensively, to me, it feels like it's real boom or bust. Like we're talking about before, with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, if it's not a big play to them, they're struggling. They can't run the ball. And, as great as that offensive line is on paper, the running game hasn't been quite the same this year. Jalen Hurts, hasn't been quite the same as both a runner and a passer this year as well. And, you lose both coordinators. The defense is very young now. All of a sudden, it's in more of a learning stage. It makes sense. But you're right, though. I think if a couple of calls or situations go the Cowboys' way, I think Philly fumbled, 3 times in that game?
Yep.
And one of them at the end was when was it Brown collided into DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, hit him as he was getting a handoff.
Yeah, and if that ball just bounces another way, the Cowboys recover it right there with time, and maybe one timeout still, maybe.
Yeah, I think we said. Yeah, we think we still.
And more time on the clock than what did they have, like 27 seconds at the end? You have more time and the field position, and if Dak's foot doesn't step out of bounds on that 2-point conversion, then it's a 3-point game. At that point, it's entirely different.
Yep.
The way they manage that at the end. So. You're right, though. I think you look at the Eagles games, they're 8-1, but it's not. The Cowboys can certainly hang with Philadelphia, I think, as well as I think some of these other teams in the NFC. I think Detroit can match up very well. San Fran, if they figure it out, because I know they're kind of in a rut right now too, a real bad rut. I mean, if New Orleans can get the quarterback play consistently, I think on paper they match up well as well. So the NFC is still wide open to me. Like, I know Philly's at top right now record wise, but it's still anyone's division or conference, I would say.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and that's good for sports in general, just parity.
Yeah, because when you look at the AFC, it's weird also because you look at Kansas City, you know, they're not. I know it feels like every year we say this isn't the same Chiefs team, or offensively at least. This is the first time in a while I think the defense has carried the Chiefs more so than the offense has this year. You look at Baltimore. I think Baltimore to me is the best team in the conference, and we'll get to that a little later. But Cincinnati's figured it out. It looks like. Pittsburgh, that whole division is still in the race. So it's going to be fun to see how this all winds down for the AFC.
Oh, it's going to be a photo finish to see who gets in, and then I think it's going to be a dogfight to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
through the AFC.
I mean, you got Miami, and we'll talk about them a little later too. That's an explosive team. You know, I personally don't think Rodgers can come back from a torn Achilles that quickly.
I don't know.
It's amazing what medicine does for some people, apparently, which Aaron didn't know about, I guess. But I don't know if the Jets can win a few more games, and you know, if Aaron can magically play, that would be a fun storyline.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. The Jaguars, they kind of been a very sneaky, quiet team in the AFC as well. They figured it out after their slow start. So it should be fun. But you know, the Dobbs thing stood out to me this week. CJ Stroud in Houston. That was a fun game. Might be game of the year so far to me, between Baker and CJ.
Right, that was some old school backyard Big 12 football. No defense, airing that thing out.
Yeah. Stroud had 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, and I mean, people were right. He said it himself. He said, "I don't take tests. I play football." and damn it, he's right, because the kid has balled out this year. Has only 1 interception on the season. He's probably right now, I would say, a shoe-in to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, no one's going to sniff him. There were reports, earlier that Carolina was like, Frank Wright wanted C.J. Stroud, but ownership wanted Bryce Young. And obviously, they're going to be linked for their entire careers, right?
That's always how it works.
They're going to be linked 1 and 2, but with weapons that maybe you didn't expect to step up, Dalton Schultz, Noah Brown, Tank Dell,
Nico Collins
is stepping up. It's a fun team.
Oh yeah.
And you were wrong about the Texans not winning a game, I guess.
I think it all comes down to the Jaguars giving them some damn confidence. What was it, like week 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Like, again, they did everything they could to give the Texans that game, just playing like some schmucks, and it gave them confidence. They got the ball rolling. CJ started airing that thing out for real, and now we're here. So, fuck the Jaguars.
Right. Yeah. What else stood out to you from this week of football? Any other games?
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the past couple of weeks of football have been kind of cloudy for me because I'm just geeked to see Kyler. I'm so excited to see my boy back.
K1, right? Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I mean, at least the Cardinals are going to let him play and figure out what they have with Kyler Murray versus they just don't play him this year and then they try and trade him in the offseason because they're going to have a top pick.
Oh, 100%.
Virtually.
I need the Cardinals front office to understand that this guy is special. He just needed to be put in the right situation. We've yet to see if this is the right situation for him because, again, he hasn't got to play this year.
Yeah.
So let him come in. Again, they're not going to make the playoffs. This team's hot bottle of ass because they stripped it down to its bare bones, which is fair.
They traded away Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
Josh Dobbs was the key to it all.
Really. Yeah. Because last week with Clayton Tune, that was hard to watch.
Well, Cleveland I feel bad for Tune. That was not the game to start a rookie quarterback.
And Myles Garrett, big ass over there doing.
That was just, can you imagine him doing the LeBron just the look down and
oh my god. Myles Garrett is a very scary human being.
He's not human. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that is a cyborg.
Yeah.
They are among us.
Yeah, and he's balling out for all I care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Cleveland, Arizona's gonna be interesting to watch just because we really don't know what they have with Kyler Murray, right? And I
Mhm.
think this is a great time to see what you have for the rest of the season and to kind of wonder, like, okay, do we take the top quarterback? No, assuming we have a top 3 pick, I would assume.
Mhm.
Do they take the quarterback? Do they try and move on from Kyler? And I'm just saying this, if you like what you see from Kyler, you can essentially do what the Bears did last year. You have your quarterback, trade out of the whatever pick they have, and get a haul. Whoever
Get a
wants.
hell of a hole.
Yeah, assuming if they get the number 1 pick and it's Caleb, and
Somebody,
if you like Kyler enough to where you want to ride out with Kyler, you can get a haul for Caleb Williams.
somebody fuck around and give up their whole draft
Yeah.
for that pick.
Yeah.
They might.
For sure. I mean, it's crazy to see, and we'll kind of see how that turns out with the Cardinals. I'll give one more thing I'll mention. The Raiders, obviously the McDaniels era was very
Tumultuous.
that's the word. I was thinking of that word. Yes, thank you. It was just very chaotic, I feel like. And again, we've seen this everywhere a Belichick assistant goes. They try to install the Patriot way, make that the culture. And it hasn't worked anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Last year they went out and they traded for Devontae Adams to pair with Derek Carr, and then a year in they let Derek Carr go, bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, and there are reports that the GM did not want Jimmy Garoppolo, but Josh McDaniels was hell-bent on bringing Garoppolo here. It was a mess this season. They couldn't offensively. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
There was the apparent roast session of one Josh McDaniels,
Which was deserved.
yeah,
Which was deserved.
yeah, and with Antonio Pierce, they go out there and beat the Giants pretty bad.
Beat them down like they stole something. Like they stole the damn government mule.
When Daniel Jones went out, you knew it was kind of over for them.
Yeah, and they're starting. Oh god, what's his name? He went to Syracuse.
DeVito?
Yeah, Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Stinky.
Yeah, so it's the Saquon Barkley show this week, I assume.
Hey, Kyler Murray's gonna look real good in a Giants uniform.
Yeah. So, what about Atlanta? Minus Arthur Smith, of course, because Arthur Smith should not be there next season.
I gotta see who they bring in coach-wise because they keep Arthur Smith, and please don't do that to my guy. Please don't.
No. So with the Raiders, they bring in Antonio Pierce, who was, of course, a former linebacker for the Giants. Won a Super Bowl with them in 2007, right, when they beat New England.
Mhm.
And the reviews on him, like he has a legit chance to keep the job after the season's over, is what they're saying. Players coach, players seem to love him. They were celebrating, smoking cigars after that game. Looked like a fun time in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the culture it might be changing already. So, good for them.
Good for them, yeah.
They beat the Giants. Good for them.
So they're losing Devontae this offseason, but hey, have fun while you can.
And maybe Josh Jacobs. No, did he resign or did he just sign the tag?
He just signed the tag.
Okay, so he's a free agent too. Yeah. Okay. Hey, it's okay. The last team we'll touch on as far as recaps are concerned, the Jets. Obviously, it was a very rough Monday night for Zach Wilson and that offense. They couldn't get things going. The offensive line was being manhandled by Joey Bosa and company, it looked like. Should they have made a move at the deadline for a quarterback? Because I know now we're going to week 10. The deadline was 2 weeks ago. Should they have made a move? Because it's just, they're winning games, but I thought we had some bad offense. The Jets had bad offense.
Literally, the first half of any football game they've played since Aaron Rodgers, has been out, it has been minimal. Maybe less than 100 yards of offense.
On a good day, 10 points.
On a good day, 10 points, and then in the second half, Zach Wilson does just enough.
Yeah.
To put them close, and the defense usually makes a play or special teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
because you're winning games, but it's just it can't be consistent, right?
This team's too talented on paper to be playing the kind of football they are because of the quarterback position right now.
Yeah, for sure, and it's tough, right? It's tough to look because the Chargers, they're not a good defense.
They're not.
They're not a good defense. And Herbert, with that middle finger injury on his non-throwing hand, has not looked good this year. Like that was a game the Jets should have probably had.
Which that sucks for Herbert because he was really playing at like an MVP level that first like almost month, and then he messed up his hand.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, he was. Yeah, and that then with the banged up Herbert, a not great defense. The Jets should have had this on Monday night. This is a game, national television audience. You know, Aaron's walking around throwing the ball without crutches, no limp, no anything. This is a game where if you win, you would have jumped to second in the division because you would have jumped Buffalo because you beat them. And you would have really made some noise. Like, okay, you know, if Aaron can come back, we got momentum on our side. You know, and instead it was how it has been for that offense the last 8 weeks since Aaron went down.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it sucks for them, doesn't it?
I mean, they did it to themselves. Like again, like this is a crappy situation because I mean everybody, you know, Aaron Rodgers is coming into town. It's gonna be easy, you know.
Yeah.
Lose him after what 4 plays?
Yep.
No, you can't write that. This is like this. You're literally living in a Hollywood movie right now. If you're the Jets, a bad one where you're on the losing end.
Yeah.
So I mean, hindsight's 2020. They should have brought in a quarterback, preferably Josh Dobbs, because you could have got him for nothing.
Yeah.
And he's played some pretty good football this year. But hey, they're committed to they're committed to Zach Allen. Oh, Zach Allen, Jesus, Zach Wilson. So hey,
Yeah,
you never
That's
know with that kid.
that's true. That's fair. And we'll stick with the Jets in that AFC conference. Go to our first big topic here, and I'll throw it to you first. Like I said, I think right now, to me, Baltimore is the best team in the conference. I think the way the Ravens have taken care of everybody, they beat the Bengals earlier this year. They dealt with a long trip to London, took care of that. They hosted 2 NFC leading contenders, back to back weeks. Was it back to back? Detroit and Seattle?
Yeah, back to back.
No, because Detroit had a week in between. They played the Raiders after the Ravens game, remember?
Yeah, they did. They
did. 2 of the last 3 weeks, they played 2 division leaders of the NFC at home and curb stomped them.
Yep.
Right? And so, Lamar is looking like the best version of himself since that MVP season. Zay Flowers has been, a beautiful addition to that offense. Odell, he's not who he was, but he's still making plays when he needs to, making those key catches. And that defense is just ridiculous for Baltimore. So, do you think they're the best team in the conference? If not, who do you think it is?
I think you can argue it because, again, like you said, they're staying remote. They're pretty healthy for the most part,
which is rare
very
for
rare
the Ravens.
Very rare.
Yeah, except for J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is that this offensive line really has a lot of continuity, and they're running the ball down people's throats. And it's it's kind of a running back by committee. Kind of whoever's got the hot touch gets the rock.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the way they beat, it's one thing to air a team out, and that's super demoralizing. But it's another thing to just. What's coming and you can't stop it. That's so demoralizing for a team.
And I think it was the tale of 2 teams. I think against Detroit, they aired it out more. Lamar was throwing around left and right. Mark Andrews had himself quite a day, I believe. Mm-hmm. They were throwing the ball. But Seattle, it was just rocked. Yeah. It was Gus Edwards. It was Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell.
The rookie that they really loved this preseason. It was Justice Hill. It was whoever. Mm-hmm. Wanted to run the ball.
Super, yeah. Lamar really got to just sit back and just hand the rock off and admire the work.
Yeah.
So,
and again, I think no one's gonna talk about him enough. But Zay Flowers, the kid is electric. He might be. It's weird. I know he might be the best addition to a team in the draft in that first round. It might have been Zay Flowers going to Baltimore because he's electric. He gets the ball in space. He makes guys miss. He gets open. The separation is there. He's perfect for that offense.
He is.
And you get Bateman and Beckham to do just enough on the outside, and Flowers can do the rest.
Yeah. And then you got Mark Andrews, big ass over the top. This Ravens offense, man, it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
it really is.
So let's just play a little devil's advocate. If not Baltimore, who do you think it is then?
It's tough because I really think there's I think they're kind of leaps and bounds ahead of everybody in the AFC.
Yeah.
I guess you could say Dolphins. I guess.
Okay. Okay.
But not a close second. This is again. There's a gap. then Dolphins.
So where are the Chiefs at then?
I put them at 3, but man, I don't say that confidently. That
That's
receiving
fair.
core is hard to watch.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
And then the offensive line play is not really the same in the run game. Like, yeah, Pacheco, has decent games here and there, but there's nothing. It doesn't offset how bad the passing offense has been thus far. And it's not on Mahomes. Mahomes is laying it out there, extending plays with his legs. Like he's playing some of the best ball he's ever played himself.
Yeah, but
These
he covers up. He
receivers-
covers up a lot.
Oh yeah, it covers up a lot. And I can only imagine if he was not as mobile as he is, man, would not be a good record this year.
Yeah. I think I would say maybe, and this is a distant too. Like it's not like right there. I would still bet Cincinnati. I think they started off slow and sluggish, but they figured it out the last 3 or 4 weeks. Joe Burrow is getting more comfortable after coming off that was it heel injury he had?
I thought it was like lower leg. I thought it was like a calf.
Calf. Yeah, you're right. Calf. His calf injury seems to be healing better week by week.
Mhm.
He's getting the ball. The timing with Jamar and T. Higgins seems to be getting back on pace. And the Bengals, they have a sneaky good defense. I feel like no one talks about that defense enough because of the offense. But division teams, they know each other very well. They play each other very physically. You kind of like throw out records when it comes to division opponents.
Mhm.
But I mean, I would say I would bet money Cleveland. I'm sorry, not Cleveland. Cincinnati would be my 2.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, but it's still Baltimore's conference to lose right now, I think.
100%.
Yeah, it's still Baltimore's conference. And you mentioned Miami a minute ago. Let's talk about them real quick, because obviously they played in Germany to the Chiefs. Started off real sluggish in that first half. They kind of got it together in the second half, made it a close game. But nonetheless, the narrative does continue. They're now 7-3, and their 7 wins have come against teams with a record below 500. And their 3 losses: Kansas City, Buffalo, and I'm forgetting one. I'm not to look at the schedule because now it's going to bother me. Kansas City, Buffalo.
Trying to think. Because was it a primetime game?
I think it was. Let me see. Let me just pull it up.
Wasn't it the? No, I'm bugging. I was thinking Eagles. Because didn't they have a?
Oh, it was the Eagles.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
It was the Eagles. Primetime, yeah, Sunday night. So they lost to teams with an above 500 record. Are you concerned about Miami at all? Do you think these are just kind of? It's a real weird coincidence that this is just kind of the stat.
I think there's. Again, I'm not super confident in them just because, again, I'm still not a Tua Tagovailoa, lover.
Mhm.
I'm still very much a hater. But
Okay.
I think it's a lot. They do it to it themselves. I think that honestly, the offense, the scheme is really well drawn up.
Yeah.
It's, sophisticated enough to where it keeps people off balance. And then again, you got the weapons to do whatever they want on the field offensively. The defense is coming around with Jalen Ramsey getting more and more comfortable, getting more and more game reps. Like that'll come. They just got to stop putting themselves in holes by coming up so slow.
Yeah.
Like you have some of the best athletes in the world on the field for you. Get them the ball, get them in space, let them cook. Do it from the jump. You can literally run people out the building.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And I think, it's kind of tough because obviously they've lost to teams that are division leaders and playoff teams right now. And, I think, like you said, I think at times the offense, you just get the ball in the hands of your best players. The offensive line's been banged up, which has been a factor, for sure. But I think they'll figure it out. I'm not totally hitting the panic button on Miami because I think it's just if they have a healthy line, I think they do beat Philadelphia in that game a few weeks ago because Philly got away with some egregious calls in that game. I remember.
They did.
And they lose to Kansas City and Buffalo. I think those are just flat out losses, but I think they could have taken Philly with a healthy line in that game. But I think they're a good team, so I think this is a team that's going to compete. And at the end of the day, when it comes to the postseason, whichever team makes the explosive plays normally will come out on top, and nobody's better at that right now in the NFL than the Dolphins. Shifting to the NFC, we talk about Philly and kind of how we're, maybe not so sold on them. Let's talk about the other team in that game, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, I thought Dak had one of his best games of the season in that game. I thought he was playing pretty flawless football for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think some fumbles didn't go their way, and the refs were not good in that game. And what do you think about the Cowboys so far at this point? Do you think this is a team that really can, compete for that NFC Championship title?
I think we have the roster to do it, but I very much doubt the offensive play calling.
That's fair.
There's just times where like we get too fancy. Like again, it's like, oh, we just picked up a nice first down, okay, and reverse to Turpin. It's like, yeah, he's fast, and yeah, it might bust for 12 yards, but a lot of the time it ends up in a 2 or 3 yard gain, and then now we're kind of behind the 8 ball because it's kind of got it off schedule as far as like progressively just moving the ball down the field.
Yeah,
because it's so gimmicky, and a lot of times we just keep doing that same motion, and it feels redundant. It feels like I'm watching a very simple, low Division I football team play offense. Ugh.
I mean, I still have questions about McCarthy's game management as well.
Oh, yeah. Crucial moments, lights are the brightest. Lights are on, but nobody's home in his noggin. He's envisioning those McDoubles after the game and not thinking about the game itself.
And I mean, I just really didn't understand that sequence at the end of the game. We talked about it before the show that when they were down there inside the the 15 or the 10 or whatever it was, and the false start that happens, they're about to run a quarterback draw with no timeouts left with 27 seconds. Did you not learn from the Niners game a couple of years ago?
It takes time.
It takes time. We don't run quarterback draws because it takes time.
Exactly. Especially in the middle of the field, and down like middle of the field, and then that condensed ass area. Like, what were you really gonna gain?
Like Philly was not gonna play off. They were playing.
There's nowhere to play off too.
Exactly.
The field is condensed as hell.
Exactly.
Because we were gonna run it, then we false started, and then we delay a game, right?
Yeah.
Because it was back-to-back penalties,
Yep.
and I remember saying something crazy in the group. I'm not gonna repeat it on air. I was upset because it's just like, again, this team when.
And I know the calls were horrible in that game, and I'm not gonna say they almost made it up in that last drive by gifting you, pretty much field possession, on Philly's side with like 2 big plays.
Mm-hmm.
But that helped.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
And then you just for you to piss it down your leg because you messed up procedurally as a team. The execution is just not there. Like because that's when it matters. That's like you gotta have it. This is where you make your big money.
Yeah.
Games like this, situations like that, and every time it happens, we piss down our leg.
This is where like good teams become great teams, or good teams just stay good teams.
Exactly, and then you get bounced in the first round. So the needle has not moved.
You don't think so? Not you've seen this same script before.
I see it every year. The team has the talent to do it, but the coaching is not adequate enough when it matters most to put us in that top echelon of teams in the league.
And I will say Terrence Steele got cooked by pretty much every Eagle defender lining up on his side.
And the most frustrating thing about that is, again, offensive lineman, that's what I played in football. So again, when I watch football, I'm watching the offensive line a lot.
Yeah.
Terrence Steele does not shoot his hands. And when he does, he shoots them late. Guys are already in his chest, which doesn't make sense because he's a big guy. He has long ass arms.
Right.
You have every advantage against these short arm defensive ends / outside linebackers, but he doesn't use his advantage. I think he lacks a lot of strength. He doesn't have a lot of bend. Like, and we just paid this guy a good amount of money to be an average tackle at best.
And maybe I'm not ready to judge still yet because he's still coming off the knee injury. Has it been about a year?
Yeah, about it. Yeah, because we lost him at this point last year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give him a little time, but nonetheless, you should have lined up a tight end over there or had the back chip or something to help him out. Because I mean, Josh Sweat had his day. Brandon Graham had a big sack late in that game on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't to say the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender might be a reach. And honestly, to say this team would even make a big push in the postseason might be another reach.
Yep.
Just because, like you said, I think we've seen the same script with this team the last, 2 or 3 years. It feels like they have a great offense. The numbers will look great on paper at the end of the season, and then they'll finish as. Actually, I don't know. They might be a wild card this year, to be honest, with the way Philly's playing, and they have the head to head. But well, right now at least. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about this Cowboy team right now. It's kind of, normally at this point you would have figured out whatever you need to figure out, but now you really got to figure it out.
Yeah, because now the record's kind of hanging in the balance now.
Yeah,
and the schedule doesn't get any easier.
No, and I mean you got teams like Minnesota's creeping; they're still in it. Obviously, I think Tampa and Atlanta mathematically could be in it still. Because you're going to have Seattle or San Fran at one of those wild card spots.
Yep. You're
going to have... Oh, that might be the only one that's for sure. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of parity right now, and now's not the time to be looking around for answers. And that's where they're kind of doing some soul searching right now.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, I just don't even know.
I think it also comes down to the biggest thing. This offensive line, just running-wise...
Hasn't been the same.
Has not created the running lanes. Again, I think Pollard, coming off the injury, has lost a little bit of a style. He's getting out that year of just kind of like big major injury, missed a lot of training camp, barely touched the ball then. Comes into the season a little cold and kind of knocking off the rust. And he's made plays here and there, especially in the catching the ball to the backfield. But running the ball downhill, man.
It's funny because I was talking to Tony the other day about this, and he was like, what we should have done at the deadline? I was like, what? And he goes, we really should have traded for Zeke and brought him back.
Zeke's not look bad.
We need a bigger back who can pass block, who can take the runs up the middle and make plays that way. Because he says Pollard, as cool as Pollard is, he's an RB2 at the end of the day.
He's a change of pace back.
He's not an RB1.
Nope.
No.
I tried to tell people that. I tried.
You did. On this very show, you fought for Zeke.
Damn near cried when they released that, man. Damn near. And here we are.
He's not wrong, though. I think, like you said, I think with Pollard, he's a guy who's coming, off the broken leg, right? Essentially.
Yeah, he broke his...
fibula.
Yeah. I think he broke his fibula.
He broke his leg, essentially.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of expected him just to bounce back and be ready to roll, and maybe not.
It is plays here and there, but then it's just like when you watched him years prior, those plays were like 20, 30 yard gain. Those were touchdowns before. He's running away from defenders, and now it's just like, damn, that 32-year-old corner is kind of on his heels. Like, hold on. But it's okay. We don't have anything really tied to him next year. We're probably going to draft a nice young running back, probably second roundish, high second round, and
bring Zeke back.
I don't know. Zeke's getting close to 30. I don't know. I'll take my chances with him.
Yeah, he took a year off this year. He essentially has a year off.
Yeah,
up there in New England. One more report we'll talk about before we get to the scores and predictions. There's a report circulating that the Patriots could look to fire Bill Belichick after the game in Germany if the Colts beat the Patriots.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, it's just, you kind of knew this was going to happen at some point with Bill Belichick and having to step away. So say if they lose, right? Say the Colts beat them in Germany. Do you think they really would do it? This late in the season, do you think they would?
I don't think,
because I can't see him doing it.
I don't think he'll actually get fired. I think Bill will step away. I don't think.
Well, step away.
Yeah, step away. Here's your severance package, old man.
Hey, we'll call you in a year. We'll bring you for halftime to get your name up there on the rafters.
Other than that, don't call, don't text.
Yeah, take all your guys with you, except Gerard Mayo. We'll keep him.
Yeah, we'll keep Mayo. Mayo's cool. Everybody else, fuck him.
Bill O'Brien, go back to Alabama.
I don't think literally your best coach you've had in franchise history. There's no way you kick him out the door. I think
this late in the season, there's just no way.
Yeah,
I can't.
I think he has to. It has to be some sort of farewell tour. Some sense.
Yeah, because I mean, They kind of did that with Brady, and like things were awkward. I feel like for the Patriots and Tom Brady, because like obviously the Pats were like, we'll let you go, Tom. We'll just kind of keep Bill and bank on that part of the half working.
Yeah, we saw that got worked out.
Yeah,
one won a Super Bowl, and the other one has yet to make the playoffs.
I just feel like you have to make it like you can't make it awkward, because then if you want to bring him back and celebrate him and get his name and put him in the Patriots Hall of Fame or whatever.
It'll be.
You don't want it to be awkward like that.
It leaves a sour taste in the fans' mouth, and
yeah, because I mean, say what you want about the Brady Bill, like who really contributed more. At the end of the day, to me, he will go down as one of, if not the greatest coach in the sport.
100%.
Belichick, yeah,
100%.
So I just can't see them pulling the trigger and firing him in week 10 because you lost to the Colts in Germany.
Because I would think that if they had I guess in a way they could look at, promoting Gerard Mayo, making him the interim, and give him that opportunity to
see what you got.
Kick the tires on that, I guess. But
is it worth it?
I think the Patriots really need an offensive coach after all these years of Bill.
Yeah, and kind of whiffing on coordinators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Who's the OC for the Texans? I forget his name.
I don't know who you're talking. He was a Niners guy, wasn't he?
I think so.
I think didn't D'Amico bring him from San Fran?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ben Johnson from Detroit. Why don't you like Ben Johnson?
I hold a grudge against that motherfucker because I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs high as hell, and then all of a sudden
they're utilizing him now.
Now they do. After I benched him for like 4 weeks,
you gotta ride it out. You gotta ride it out.
I would not be 7-2 if I would have stuck to that. I would not be.
What's your record right now?
Let me double check.
What's your record right now? Is it 7-2?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's 7-2.
You'll be fine then. You're 7-2.
But I wouldn't be at this level if I wouldn't have made the executive decision.
What standing are you in right now?
They were 7-2, and
what standing are what place are you in?
I'm actually we're tied for first.
You're fine. Don't blame Ben Johnson. He realized that now they're utilizing Jahmyr Gibbs.
Nah, they just need their ass whooped in period for drafting him and bringing in David Montgomery the same damn offseason. They need their ass whooped for that.
Maybe he might be valid in that point.
Exactly. Jahmyr Gibbs should be a Cowboy.
Would you have drafted him? What was he taking? 12th?
Mm-hmm. He would have. Yeah, it would have been perfect.
You would have taken, or what? You would have taken him that high?
I would have taken Jahmyr that high.
Yeah.
No, he would have fell to the Cowboys pick in the 20s like he should have.
Okay, but you're right though. I think the identity in New England needs to shift to an offensive coach. Kind of stay up to date with the modern game of football. Because I think now you're seeing a lot of these older teams are struggling with that, keeping up with the game. I think we in New Orleans have had that problem with Pete Carmichael, who was a Sean Payton guy. He's trying to keep the Payton offense there, but without Sean Payton, it just doesn't work. New England's had their struggles. I'm trying to think who else. Pittsburgh with Matt Canada and Mike Tomlin. They're figuring it out still.
Ain't nothing to figure out. Fire that motherfucker. What do you mean? I'm so sorry I've never said that on the show, but
Matt Canada, they need to fire him.
He stinks.
I'll never forget when Kenny Pickett audible to a go ball for Pickens
through that game-winning touchdown
against your division, the most hated rival in Baltimore.
Yep.
And everyone's but Matt Canada is just like,
God damn you. I wish Ben was still here. Ben wasn't audible.
Oh my God, Kenny. Well, remember when he drafted Kenny Pickett, he had said he was happy because rookies don't audible out of plays. He said, I can finally call plays and not audible. I was like, who do you think you are to say that?
He really acted like he was like Jesus Christ coaching. He thought he was.
He thought he was him.
And he's gonna be in the unemployment line here soon. It's coming.
He'll be in some D3 college at some point, I bet, or Canada.
Not Canada and Canada. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Canada Dry.
That's marketing right there.
Marketing. Look at us.
The CFL. The CFL needs to get on this.
I'm telling you.
Now, will they act on it? Probably not, because it is the CFL at the end of the day.
And Matt Canada stinks. He is a horrible human being. Probably a good guy. But,
yeah, he is. I would bet he is.
But man,
just not a good coordinator.
Calling plays.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'd rather give an orangutan a headset and be like, call plays.
An orangutan.
Give him a banana and the play sheet and Pick whatever you want, buddy.
Just point them out to me, bud.
He'd run a more efficient offense than Matt Canada.
Triple XY, banana, square 2.
Spotted 2 wide banana every play.
Yep.
Just up and down the field.
But that's a defensive play too. It's not even an offensive play. You would just point at cover 3 and go run that.
That one.
but orangutan, that's we're on offense.
I said run this. Damn it.
Cover 3. I don't care how you do it, just do it. So let's get to our picks here as we wrap up the show. Tonight, obviously, Thursday Night Football, Panthers at Chicago. I believe Fields is out again tonight.
Yep.
So it'll be Bryce Young against
Tyson Badgett.
Yep. Both rookies.
And Tyson Badgett sucks. Give me Bryce Young. Bryce Young's getting that second win tonight, baby.
Hey, let's let her D2 athletes like that.
No, I'm okay. After he had that first week 1, I was like, it's only a matter of time. Everybody got that film from week 1, and that ass been getting locked up.
Well, he kept throwing picks against us last week.
Yeah.
It was turnover after turnover.
He stinks.
Yeah. I'll go with Carolina as well. I think they're the better coach team, the better team on paper, and I think they're the better quarterback. So they should win this game. Should. Or it could be a DJ Moore revenge game, and Chicago just surprises everybody.
Yeah, Frank Wright, better coach for your job, buddy.
Sunday morning, we get to wake up to Patriots and the Colts in Germany.
Yummy. I don't know. I do not know. I understand that like this game has been scheduled for Germany, so like there's been a lot of buildup and things like that. Getting supplies ready to have the affiliated teams represented in the crowd and everything. This game should have been flexed. Find a way.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks into the season, all right. I mean, I guess the thought was like, Anthony Richardson, if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in a sling.
Mac Jones will figure it out with Bill O'Brien. Nah, just kidding. They haven't.
Fuck.
Give me the Colts. I'm actually picking the Colts in this game. Shane Steiche's impressed me this season so far with Gardner Minshew. So give me the Colts. New England's just gonna throw in the towel.
Nah, give me the Patriots.
The Germans will be happy the Patriots lose.
Jesus Christ. Give me the Patriots. I don't think Bill goes down without a fight.
How can you imagine? Oh, that'd be kind of cruel. Okay, so the noon slate, Cleveland traveling to Baltimore. This actually should be a pretty fun game. That defense is intimidating as ever.
You mean Myles Garrett is?
No, that defense deserves all the love. But Myles Garrett, he is the guy.
Oh man,
I think Watson's gonna play, so just give me the Ravens because I just.
Watson's playing. Oh,
yeah,
Ravens. That's all you need to tell me.
Ravens by 30. like, please, Cleveland. Or I'm sorry, please, Baltimore. Just destroy Deshaun Watson, please.
He's destroying that team. He's doing it. Sabotage.
Did you see the tweet? What happened in the post game conference? In Cleveland.
Are you talking about
They were putting up tweets in Deshaun's post game, like the local news was, and they accidentally put up a tweet that was of someone calling him like a predator, and like they were talking smack about him.
They were speaking the truth.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
That man stinks.
Yeah, so yeah, give me the Ravens.
Also, side note, I know we're not not a political show or anything. I just thought it was not funny, but it's just like the wherewithal of him to say that when he was just like, yeah, this is the most adversity I've ever went through in my life. Anyway,
Deshaun, okay. Never mind Deshaun. Just do you.
Get out of the NFL, please.
Yeah, just go somewhere.
You were pissing on the shield, and we're tired of watching it.
Take your guarantee contract and go somewhere already.
There has to be somewhere in that contract.
There has to be.
There has to be some loophole. There's no way the Browns would tie themselves up in shackles like that.
I don't know. It is Cleveland.
Golly, bro.
They did dump Baker pretty quickly. Now look at him.
For this schmuck.
Yeah, now look at Baker. He's balling like he's identical to Lamar Jackson as far as numbers are concerned.
You wouldn't be paying him. You wouldn't be paying him $250 million guaranteed. I'll tell you that.
Nope, probably 35. Okay. Texans traveling to the jungle, taking on the Bengals. The Bengals will be without T. Higgins.
I think C.J. Stroud comes down to earth a little bit. Give me the Bengals by a touchdown.
I think the better Ohio State quarterback will win this game, and that is Joe Burrow.
Well, you did watch Joe Burrow at Ohio State, right?
He
stunk.
It was a meme.
I know.
He's a tiger.
Yeah.
He's claimed by Louisiana. Up next, the Niners taking on Duval and Jacksonville. I should have just said that.
No, you're fine. I wasn't. I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? No, that was not that look.
Give me the Jags in this as an upset. The Niners will continue to fall. I'm here for it.
I don't think
Kyle Shanahan's a fraud
because they've lost what, three in a row.
3 in a row.
There's no way they make it 4. There's no way they go a month without winning.
They're gonna go a month
There's
without
no way.
winning.
There's
They're
no
gonna
way.
go a month. Kyle Shanahan's a fraud. I'm here for it.
Is Brock Purdy potentially? I remember somebody was saying something about Purdy might be out this week.
I think he's playing.
I put Darnold in. Kick tires on him a little bit.
The Jags definitely winning this game. If you go by that logic, Jags definitely gonna win.
Nah, give me the Niners. Give me the Niners.
Speaking of frauds, Packers at the Steelers. Matt LaFleur is a fraud too, so give me the Steelers. Matt LaFleur got carried by Aaron Rodgers. He can't tell me otherwise.
Every bone in my body wants to say Steelers. Man, Matt Canada stinks. Like it's just he is the deficit of this team.
You were gonna bring it back to
He stinks. He stinks.
Hey, this game's probably gonna be like 10-7 anyways. So
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those low scoring. Yeah, it's gonna mess. It's gonna be what's that Twitter account? Was it Scorenomics?
yeah.
This is gonna make history with something.
A 5-2 game.
Yeah, it's gonna be something that's like mathematically impossible. They're gonna find a way.
Yeah. I'll take the Steelers. Matt LaFleur is a fraud, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. Fuck it.
In Canada, we trust to score 10 points, maybe less.
And George Pickens, we trust until he's on another team. He's him in Atlanta, man. It makes a lot of sense. From the area.
He can't play with Desmond Ritter. If he hates Kenny Pickett, you know what Ritter's gonna do to him?
He's gonna beat Desmond Ritter's ass like he beat that one Georgia Tech corner.
Do you know how many off-target balls he threw in training camp? Every catch that
was an acrobatic catch behind them.
Yes, George Pickens will destroy Ritter. All right. The Titans with Will Levis as their starter travel to Tampa, taking on Baker.
Oh, give me the Bucks by 1 million.
I'll take Tampa in this game as well. And then the last of the new games, the Saints travel to Minnesota, take on the Vikings. Josh Dobbs and the Vikings.
I think the Saints are slowly starting to put it together offensively. You know, the play calling, quarterback play. I think it's trending in the right direction. I think the Josh Dobbs magic. I think he still makes some plays. I think he keeps the game close, even though the Saints defense is, historically pretty good.
No Jetta.
Give me Saints.
No Jetta most likely. I will take the Saints as well for non-biased reasons. But I think the defense is, without Justin Jefferson to kind of be that guy to take attention away, the Saints defense should do what it has been doing and continue to take the ball away.
So suffocate the Vikings.
They lead the league in takeaways right now, so I think they'll do the same thing they have been. All right, starting off the 3 o'clock games, the Falcons take on the Cardinals and Kyler Murray's return.
Cardinals by 1 million, baby.
Well, it's Arthur Smith coaching, so logically I just got to pick the Cardinals.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Bijan get 2 touches and Kyle Pitts get 1 touch, and then Gianno Smith and
Algier.
Algier put up 75 fantasy points.
And then still lose.
And still lose.
It's still lose. All right, Lions traveling to LA, take on the Chargers. Give me the Lions in this one. The Chargers got lucky they played a bad offense last week, but they don't know Jared Goff and Dan Campbell. Also, a sneaky addition no one talked about at the deadline. I know we didn't do a deadline show or anything, but Donovan Peoples-Jones going to Detroit. I think Jameson might be kind of in trouble, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, he really hasn't been great.
Kind of has that Jerry Jeudy in him.
Yeah.
The focus drops, man.
Yeah, and Peoples-Jones in Cleveland was known as that deep threat.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be a little bit in trouble.
Jameson Williams and Carolina reunited with Bryce.
Or to Denver with Jerry Jeudy, where they can be wide receiver 1 and 2.
Oh, they're gonna set an NFL record for drops on that damn team. Jesus Christ! Don't do that. Don't do that to Russ. Don't do that.
No, but give me Detroit in this game.
Nah, give me the Chargers.
Okay, you're right with Brandon Staley.
And Herbie, we trust.
So, but not Brandon Staley.
Fuck Brandon Staley.
You're a good man. That's a good answer. All right, Tommy DeVito and Tommy DeVito, right?
Yeah, Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. I almost said Danny. The Giants taking on Dallas.
He does play the quarterback like Danny DeVito.
It's not fair.
Be throwing that ball like a damn biscuit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm thinking about. If we lose,
Dallas
if we lose to the Giants this week, I swear to
give
God,
up on the season. You're done.
I'm burning every piece of Dallas Cowboy apparel I have. Every last piece.
You convert into another team.
I'm just gonna stop watching the NFL. I'm just gonna stop because there's no way you do this.
Right.
No way.
Right. Commanders traveling to Seattle, taking on the Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks get their lick back.
Yeah,
because
they figure it out.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. They'll at home they'll rebound, I think, and they should take care of Washington.
And Gino needs to figure it out because he has a very tradable contract. So
And he's not playing good football right now. He is not. Sunday Night Football. The Jets traveling to Las Vegas.
why the fuck has this game not been flexed out? Damn it! God damn it, NFL.
I don't know who to take in this game.
Yeah, the Raiders still playing Aiden O'Connell quarterback, right?
I assume so.
Give me the Raiders.
What if it's Jimmy Garoppolo?
If there's Jimmy Garoppolo, then I think the game ends in a tie, as it should.
Okay. Yeesh, man, this is tough. I'll take the Jets in a low-scoring game. I think this would be a game where they get a couple takeaways in plus territory, and that might be enough. But I say that not very confidently. But
The problem is you create turnovers, but will you give up turnovers on the other side?
we'll find out Sunday night.
Tune in Sunday.
And then lastly, Monday Night Football, Broncos taking on the Bills. I'll take Denver in this game. I think Buffalo is starting to crack. And because Josh Allen refuses to check down the ball to his players.
Yeah.
That man will rather chuck 3 defenders and take on a full head case than check it down to James Cook in the flat.
Just for easy completion to keep the chains moving.
Yep. No. So yeah, give me Denver in this game. Coming off a bye, they're rested. Give me Denver.
If Marvin Mims plays more than like 5% of offensive snaps, the Broncos win.
So who are you picking then? That doesn't answer the question. It's a big if.
These games fucking suck. This week's slate of games, NFL, we got to be better. These slate of games, bad.
The primetime games are bad too. That's the problem.
Absolute dog shit. God damn it.
You're telling me Sunday I got to wake up and watch the Colts in Germany and then go to bed watching the Jets and Raiders play?
Yeah, those 2 games might not get any burn from me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Tough.
They may not.
That's tough.
Wait, who's at home?
Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo.
Okay. I'll go with Denver. That's fair. Okay, Makai, that's going to wrap up another successful show here at the Sour Kids Studios. Next week, we will hopefully have the rest of our squad here. We shall see, though. Any last words, Makai, before we log off call it a day?
I had something.
Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, Julius Randle, you stink at basketball. Go be a family.
Why the stray? Why Julius gotta catch a stray?
Do you know?
We haven't touched on basketball this entire show.
That's the point. It's random, and I like being random.
Okay.
But before, what was it, last night when they played the Spurs and they beat the shit out of the Spurs?
Okay.
Before that, he had set a NBA record for the first 6 games of the year having the lowest field goal percentage ever in history.
Yeah, Julius, maybe it's maybe it is time after all.
Time to go be a family man and go be a garbage man. Pick one, because this ain't it.
Any other NBA notes you want to get off your chest real quick?
Scoot Henderson, please learn how to shoot the ball.
He's
that
hurt
hurts
though,
my-
isn't he? He's hurt right now.
I know he's hurt, but 9% from 3?
Yeah.
Hurt shoulder or not, that ain't it. After I missed the first 5 in a game, all right, let's go get a layup, you know?
Get an easy basket.
Go get an easy
a little
basket.
confidence builder, you know? Yeah.
Nah, Scoot's been chucking.
Hey, Scoot's gonna scoot, right?
Yeah, Scoot's gonna scoot.
Scoot's gonna scoot.
The Grizzlies are a poverty franchise.
Yeah.
The fact that their tickets, they're literally having to pay people to be in the stadium. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they've been reporting break-ins in cars, and they haven't stolen anything. They just leave Grizzly tickets in the seat. That's how bad it's getting in Memphis, man.
That's tough, man. Without Jaw there to save them.
Goddamn Demetrius, man. Stop playing with guns, kids. Don't do it.
If you live in the suburbs, really don't play with guns. Because you're better than that. Demetrius.
And then, last NBA note.
Yeah.
Adrian Griffin, just run the Giannis and Dame pick and roll. I'm tired of watching Chris Middleton with the basketball in his hands. I'm tired of watching it.
Oh, you got anything to say about James Harden going to LA?
There's nothing to say because they stink. They suck.
They sold the mortgage for that.
Yeah, like I think. Oh yeah, was it? They played last night. I think.
Yep.
I think the big four in LA. I think they were combined like 7 of like 45. It was bad.
Kawhi, Paul George, Russ, and James Harden.
Which I think is hilarious. Them saying that like it's a big four with Russell Westbrook at the age of 34 years. I think that's funny. That tickles my.
Did you trade it for James Harden, who's been on his third team in the last 2 seasons? No, because when did he leave Houston?
Fourth team in 17 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a poverty franchise.
Hey, you're gonna make it 5th here this next offseason.
Where's he gonna?
Who's
Who's gonna trade for him at this point?
The Wong Dong Tigers. Yeah, tighten up your Mandarin. See you over there, James.
Okay. We'll watch him on the stream on YouTube, right?
You have to watch those games on an illegal stream on an illegal website.
I'll just say the Lakers. Hey, we're gonna figure it out. LeBron, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna be okay.
Ain't nothing to figure out. Get D'Lo ass, Roy ass, and trade him to Chicago for Zach LaVine. That's the only thing you can do at this point.
Yeah, make another big trade and then continue to force everything down for another year. I'm here for it.
Yep,
that's what we do best. That's what they do best.
Sell the. Why are you saying you're a Pelicans fan?
I'm a LeBron fan. Pelicans, hey, we're gonna be okay.
Yo, you should be happy. Jordan Hawkins is hooping.
Jordan Hawkins is that dude.
The problem is he's not a real point guard. That's you guys do not have a real point guard on that roster.
No, nope. And I wanted to get one, but the Pelicans said, "No, Zion's gonna be healthy, and that's gonna be enough."
And now he's having a kid. So congratulations, Zion.
Good for you, Zion. I'm happy for you. Don't listen to the haters.
Exactly.
Always have children. That's the motto right there. That's the lesson.
Hard pass. Right now. Too young for that.
Agreed. But no, basketball's fun. It's a very exciting start of the season, and I don't know why they're doing an in-season tournament. It makes no sense, but hey.
Just trying to compete with soccer. Just trying to become that global sport.
Yeah, but no one's gonna care or try.
I mean, hey, you win the tournament, you get I think it's like $500,000 extra on your check.
The winner should get a playoff bid, I think, automatically.
Teams would do, but think about that. Teams would sell out for that tournament, and then they'd be asked the rest of the year,
just to be the 7th seed,
just to get swept. Because at that point, you haven't played meaningful basketball in 4 months.
Yeah, I could see that.
Don't do that shit because the Clippers will mess around and do that, and then they'll be asked the rest of the year.
Well, they're already kind of ass to begin with.
Ass on top of ass,
double ass. In LA, that's no. Okay, I think we're rambling. That's gonna be a good spot to leave it off here, Makai. Yeah. As always, folks, we will see you back next week. Me and Makai for sure. We'll get the rest of the team together at some point. So until then, this is the final drive. See you guys next week.